Good evening, all. How you doing tonight? Where is everybody? Nobody here yet. Woohoo! What's happening? I hope you're all doing well. What have I been doing today? Housework, cleaning, looking for paperwork, tidying up, throwing things away. So I gotta start polishing soon. I know. What you have to do when you live alone. You have to do everything. So, hey John, how's it going? So, hey, Scotsman in Asia. I was just saying, looking for paperwork and tidying up all the cupboards, taking everything out and doing this and doing that. In Bangkok, cool. Thai Theo, hello. Good evening. Everybody in Asia or somebody in America? Watching football. Yeah, the air's got better. I guess somebody said that they were supposed to stop burning as of the 1st of February. So, oh, still in Holland. So the air looked a little bit better today. Still taking the Fisherman's Friends to stop the coughing. I haven't coughed all day, but as soon as I sat down to do this, I started getting an itchy throat. So I took some. Mr. Mitch, good evening. Yeah, so it seems to be getting a little bit better. Thank you, John. Glad you enjoy. Paul, UK. What's up, Paul? Yeah, asking them to stop Saturday. Smile, Liz. Here in Malaysia. Hey, Liz. And Seattle, Washington. Bloody cold. Now that's an English saying. Bloody cold. It's been not too bad today. I haven't gone out, actually. I had the AC on in the house, cleaning. That's what I've been doing all day. Taking all my clothes out, sorting them all out, restacking them, looking for things, throwing things away. So, not an exciting day. Oh, all right. 20 minutes from your home. Cool. Bloody wet today. I wouldn't mind some wet here. Everything's bone dry. It's a dry season. I'm in Ayutthaya province. About 40 minutes from Ayutthaya. Did you enjoy that? Yes, the DJI thing? That's an amazing shop. There's some really nice people. Yesterday I had that battery that was gone bad. Could not find my receipt. But luckily the drone has a serial number. So they just went to the computer, found the serial number. Thanks, Paul. And what did they do? They just looked at it. They felt the area where I was saying that it's swelling up. Done. Eddie Townsend. Woohoo! Glad your air is better. Colds. What we talking about, Eddie? In Lincoln. Is that the same Eddie Townsend for Miss a Mile? My oh, here you are. Good morning, Kev. In Albuquerque, Ayutthaya is where all the water. Yeah. Ayutthaya around the island, yep. Is the DJI at the front of the store. Yeah, if you go inside, actually, when you go there, you have to drive in between the two buildings and just keep going straight between the two buildings and go all the way to the back and you'll find parking. When you come back in, you can go in the back door. You have two buildings, one on the left and right now. Go in the left building, that's the Sierra part. On the right side is the hub. So go in the left side, which is the main building. Right on as you go in, left as you're walking. And then go to the, if you walk on the first floor all the way to the front left, you'll see an escalator. Take that escalator and it takes you right upstairs, right to the shop. Hey, Eddie. That's amazing, you know, Eddie. All those years ago, we were in Germany, and now you're in Lincoln and I'm in Thailand. Crazy. And I'm talking on the online. And you're the only one, only one that I remember that comes and watches my stuff. So thank you, Eddie. How far from Robinson's and Rancid? If you're coming from the north, you'll pass Future Park, and then about, I want to say 5 or 6 kilometers on the left, you'll see that there's a white building, which I think it's called Hotel Asia. Asia Hotel. You can Google it, and then it'll take you straight there, or ZEER. It'll take you straight there. Sierra runs it. I think I'm getting myself mixed up here. After Mr. Donald Trump pulling out of 87 treaty, it will be getting called up. Wow. I know, Eddie, there's a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes you don't want to talk to people about it because you think you're boring. But it gets a little bit worrying sometimes where things are going, and I agree 100%. No, the retirement visa is the same for me as always. Yeah. Yeah, I was working with Gino in Salisbury, yep. In the nightclub. Halfway between the airport and Future Park. Yeah, I think it's yeah, you're right. So if you're coming from Bangkok, the airport's on your right, and then you'll see Sierra Rancid and then Future Park, all within 20 minutes. Once you pass if you're coming from Bangkok, you have to do a U-turn to go back because it's on the other side. Happy Groundhog Day. Why did I say Groundhog Day? I don't know. I just went online and put in what holidays for today, and I seen Groundhog Day. It's also National Wetlands Day, but Groundhog sound better, so I just used Groundhog. I didn't really have a title, so I just thought Groundhog will be fine. Have to be a bit loopy sometimes, right? Yep. I was in Croix. Mr. Mitch was in Croix. I think that, I can't pronounce that. I think that's Germany, right? How is the pollution in Utia? Today, you know, for the last couple of weeks, the pollution in the Utia has been up to like 152, 50, and below is normal. And today, this morning I looked and it was 70 something. So it's definitely gone down since they stopped burning. Car broke down and folks took care of me. Good. Rugby time. Enjoy, Eddie. All the best. Nice seeing you again. Do I drink much? Every day. Lots of tea, coffee, and water. I'll have a beer maybe, I guess every 6 months or something. I don't drink by myself. I live by myself, so I don't drink by myself. But if I go somewhere and, excuse me, if I go somewhere and everybody's drinking beer, I'll probably have a beer. But other than that, yes, Germany. I'm sorry, I'm pretty good at pronouncing German names, but I didn't catch that one. Yeah, looking like ninjas. Yeah, that's funny. The mask that you need is called N95 mask, and that's the one that there's a part of the scale that they measure is what is it, 2.5 something, which is the really small particles. That's the part that's dangerous, and that includes dust and all kinds of different things. So, but you know, to wear an N95 mask all day long, you look like a bit of a demon, you know. I think you're right. Sierra is better than Pantib because, you know, I bought stuff from Pantib many times, cables and little things that you might need, and a lot of times it's broke. You know, I bought many things from there, but then I found out about Sierra, which is actually closer for me. I can drive there in about 45 minutes. Well, sorry, about an hour. Actually, it's an hour to get there. And yesterday I bought a security camera, just a camera by itself, and it works fine. Robert, good morning from Pensacola, Florida. From California, Oin Monkey. Yep, live by myself. I'm the only one in the house. Empty. No wife. Live alone. I secure my house with a key. That's all I do. You know, as far as security is concerned, when I first moved here, the local police come by many times. They used to, this road was their like route that they would go every day. It's not now, so I don't ever see them. But before they used to come by, and I'd see them every day, maybe 2-3 times a day. They'd beep and wave and go by. But I don't see them anymore. But they always used to say, you need a fence, you need dogs, you need this. And I've never had anybody steal anything. But sometimes I worry a little bit, you know, when I'm not here. I want, you know, is everything okay? But I don't see anything bothering me. So I bought this little security camera, which I can look at via my phone. Colleen, good evening. 19. That's pretty cold. Does the mosquito screens keep out the air? No. Because the mosquito screens are for mosquitoes. Air can still pour in. And the parts that's dangerous to breathing is the really microdot, you know, tiny little particles. So you need a really fine mask to get that out. But I use that filter I bought, I talked about before. It's a Hitachi, what is it? Hitachi EPA 3000. And it's got the N95 filter in it, so it filters the air in the house. And what's cool, if you cook something and it smells something, you know, I don't know why, sometimes it just turns itself on, so it's obviously smelling something. Hey Paul, Mr. G, Sandy, hi Kevin. Oh, that's me. Hi Sandy. Yeah, you can get them in Home Pro. I don't, you know, if you go to Home Pro, you can buy those masks. It's the same mask for spraying, you know, you put on your face for spraying with paint. Not the rubber ones. They're paper, but they have the one-way valve in. So when you breathe in, the valve closes, and you have to breathe through the membrane around the outside. But I forget, they're 100 and some baht from Home Pro. 3M from, I see a lot of Thais wearing masks improperly and not the type of, yeah, you're right, yep. I agree, Roger. That's right, I'm not alone. And I got 50 some birds. In April is hot, but it's, you know, they're not burning then. They seem to burn this time of year, so it'll be not so bad, I hope. Retirement visa, yeah, that's right, John. Yep. Have a great weekend, Kev. Thank you, Paul. Hope you have one too. Jordan, good evening. Yeah, it was some kind of viper. Sometimes I look it up and I see what it is and the snake, and 10 people will tell you it's not a viper, it's this. I'm saying whatever. So that's why you hear I didn't say a name, but some of them, there's a green tree snake and the vipers. They all look very similar. You have to get close to look at the color of their lips and things like that. But I just chase it away. Just get a stick and come on and get it out the garden. Because when I first used to see snakes, I would chop them in a heartbeat. But what I learned is snakes don't want to bother you. They don't want you to bother them, and they don't want to bother you. So if you just shoo them along so they're not a nuisance in the garden, they don't want confrontation the same as we don't. If you corner them, they'll have a go at you. But if you just the only ones that will have a go at you is the cobra, the baby cobra, or any of the cobras. They'll just be straight up like that. So if you stand back a little bit, stamp the ground, they usually run off. Hi, Steve. Walton Slow. That's a British name. Doing well. Yep, renting. Yeah, the purifier is 4,900 baht from Home Pro. Home Pro is not cheap, so you might be able to find it somewhere else. I don't really know actually. Maybe Robinson, a big Robinson or something like that. That sell home things. I looked in what's the other ones? I didn't look in Thai Wasadu, but the Global House I looked in. They don't have anything. Global House is a pain in the rear end. They never have nothing that you're looking for. Home Pro, they're a little bit more expensive, but they have the stuff that you need. Picking up prescriptions for my wife. Good on you, Charles. You're in my gang now. If you're here, you're already in the gang. James, caught me live, has gone around the Palace area. Retirement visa. Yep, that's the one. Parakeets, yep. I don't say they're mine. They're I never like seeing birds in a cage. But I went to the pet shop to get some dog treats, and I seen these birds. It was like, the ones that two live in. There was about 50 in there. So I thought, something? I don't like it. So I built an aviary, and I put 6 in there. And now there's about 56. They just keep multiplying. They've been in there a couple of years now, so every so often one will pass away. They keep making new babies. So, and people say, how do you do all this? I don't do anything. I just made an aviary, made some nesting boxes, feed them bird seed. The normal budgie seed is the brown color one, but I get the dark one as well, and I give them grass and basil. They go crazy for grass and basil, so I make sure they get all their vitamins and nutrients. Thank you, Steve. I don't, people say the natural aspect, but I don't know how else to be. This is just me every day. If you look at my first couple videos and look at, a couple of years ago, and to who I am today, I'm the same guy. You know, I've just, you know, I'm not like trying to be cool or hard or anything like that. I'm just me. You know, I just think that everybody, you know, everybody wants a little bit of respect. So I give you guys this respect. You hear my wishes and things at the end. I mean that. You know, at the end of each video, I say buckets of blessings because I mean that. I want you to have that. You know, I think if you know, if we want to change the world to be a better place, then we have to be an example and give something. So yeah, it was the red tail was like a rusty purple, I guess, something like that. Good morning from Maryland. Maryland's cold there, I bet, isn't it? Taiwasadu is where I would go. Okay. I haven't looked in Taiwasadu, so I can't really tell you. Just for Taiwasadu is a DIY in Thailand, in case people are wondering what it is. You get Taiwasadu, Global House, Home Pro, and then I think Mr. Hardware, and there's a few other local ones. How much is rent? About $5,000 a month. It depends who you're dealing with, but for like this house and the property, it varies. So you can get some cheaper, some more expensive. It varies. Yeah, Lasada might have some. Lasada can be funny sometimes for me. I don't know why, just a pain. If I want to order something big, I'd rather order it from America, well, Amazon America or Amazon UK. Yeah, with the Colleen, the N95 mask is the dark charcoal one for like paint fumes and things like that. So the ones that most people are wearing, there's just surgical masks, or most in Asia when you see people, they wear the surgical mask but also have like a piece of what is it, like not t-shirt material, but maybe not far off it, something like this, which is this material here. They turn it into a mask and just put it over your face. It's good for pollen, but not the tiny little particles. I hope you get well, Roger. Millet, yeah. Red and white are great for budgies, yeah. Everybody tells me the normal brown millet, but I buy in 5-kilo bags and then mix it and put it in a bin and then just mix it all up. But I give them grass. There's 2 or 3 different grasses that grow here. I give them that, and basil. They love basil. I mean, if you put basil in there, they'll go nuts. And you know what, herbs, they're antiviral, antifungal, antiparasitic, all that sort of stuff. So it's a way of keeping the birds healthy. Smile video by Joe was great this morning. Oh, okay, nice. Do I have kids? 2 kids in England. No, nobody here. Home Depot? I don't know if there's a Home Depot in Thailand. Home Depot, I used to like Lowe's when I lived in America, Lowe's. In England they have, I forgot what they were in England now. I went to one that was not like a big name. I could walk to it from my house when I was remodeling my house. What is that? What reg? I don't understand that. If it's personal, you can email me. I don't really want to give personal stuff on here. You can email me. If you look in the YouTube and go to About, you'll see an email address. You can email me if it's personal. How old are my kids? I haven't talked to them for years and years, so I really don't know. I don't want to talk about family, please. It's a sore subject. Yeah, the where I lived, I had to drive about 30 minutes to get to Lowe's, and I went there a lot. Oh, hang on. Oh, what regiment? Oh, I was in England. I was there was a regiment called 50 Missile, which is closed. So I was artillery, and then I went to 40 for a little while, and then I wound up in a school teaching, teaching teachers how to teach vehicle engineering and advanced driving. And I can tell you that was the best job. I loved that job. It was fantastic. So I went to school. I went to work every day, but I went to a school. It was great. Loved it. You can you can use your brain and talk to people, and it was great. We'll find a way to win, thanks. You know, Roger, I don't want to get into medicine or anything, but just a thought, okay? Up to you. You can have a look at herbs, because I know if you talk to your doctor and they'll say no, but do your own research. Herbs have a lot of natural properties, so I don't know what's causing the problem, but I always, I'm still healthy. I don't have any medicine, and I've been taking herbs. I used to take them religiously. I just get a load of herbs and throw them in the blender and drink it. It doesn't taste like, a nice taste sometimes, but I don't care. It's like my medicine. I just down the hatch and drink it. Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess you've heard of MGTOW. There's a lot of that MGTOW stuff going on now, which is, and there's feminist, anti-fem. I'm like, dude, I don't want to get involved in all that stuff, I just know that I was married 2 times. I have a little celebration, though. I got a paperwork the other day to say I'm about 10 days, 2 weeks ago, saying I'm legally divorced. I'm free. But one thing I've learned and encountered was, one period of time they'll stand there and take all your money, and then when you don't want to do what they want to do anymore, it's give me everything. Just like give me everything. So I just say it's not fair, but what can you do? You can't fight the system. It's like, you're like you're trying to fight 10 bulls, so the best thing is walk away and don't talk about it. Just forget it. Ah, Sweden was in the artillery. How long did you do? Yeah, yes, home base and B&Q. That's right. I think the one that was near me in Salisbury. I can't remember which one. B&Q, I think, is the better one. Then I'm not sure. Ex-Navy. My dad was in Navy, American Navy. My father was in American Navy, and I was British Army. People here fearing Thailand because of what's going on in the States. What a shame. I think I understand what you're saying, Trent. Hide here instead of living there, I think. Gotta go, Kev. taking the dog to the vet. Buckets of blessings. See you later, Mr. Mitch. All the best. You know, Mr. Mitch is a real nice guy. He always has something good to say. So I just want to say thank you so much. Only basic training 2 years. Okay. Cool. Good for you. Andy. So Adikab, good morning to California. Or are you in Oregon? I forgot now. Over there on the West Coast. Don't tell me you're in Washington. I'll get embarrassed. Enjoying your video very much. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you very much. U.S. Army, Mitch. Cool. Do I have a girlfriend? Nope, no girlfriend. Not yet. Washington. Okay. I got it all wrong then. How far am I from Bangkok? About an hour and a half's driving on a good day. Yeah, it's 25 minutes past 11 in the evening. So not too late. Last night I had a real late one. Just sitting there doodling, looking online. But I can't do that tonight. I need to go to sleep on time. I used to go to bed at a normal time. Then after years of staying up late, it's like if I get to bed before 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm lucky. And then back up again at 8. I don't know why. My thoughts on fasting. You know, fasting. I think it's good. You know, they say there's health benefits, but you know, I'm not a consultant on any of that. But so, I've done it in the past for different reasons. The longest, you're gonna think this is funny. The longest I did it was 10 days. But that was when I lived in America. I did it. But and eating one meal a day. I think that's really up to you. I mean, people who are a little bit bigger, like me, you know, I'm 6'4", which is 187 centimeters. I'll just say I'm over 100 kilos. You know, if I'm not active in the day, like this morning, what I love to do in the morning is I make coffee and then I put honey in it and then I put it in the fridge. And then I'll drink that coffee in the morning with a bun or something like that in the morning for breakfast. And then I try to eat some fruits, and then I have lunch, and then fruit in the afternoon, and then evening meal. But my meals are getting smaller and smaller. If I'm busy, I'll eat more. But I think fasting, it's difficult if you're active, and you know, if you have a more sedentary life, then I think fasting's not so bad. But I think you need to do your research and see how you feel. What question is that? Do I miss women? I guess it's a bit like, do you like copperhead snakes? They look pretty, but you touch them, they bite. That's my experience. So yes, I'm not gay. I do, you know, I've had a lot of gay people here in Thailand approach me. And I kind of think it's funny. But would I date a Western woman? No, too much, my experience. But right now I'm just happy to be like I am. No, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. I don't want to watch that. You know, I never... I like football if I was playing it, but I don't like watching it on TV because there's too much interruption. There's like 3/4 of commercials and talking and garbage, and you know, 25% or 20% actual playing. I'm like, I don't want all that. Yeah, UT is nice. I mean, like I say, you could visit a UT in about 3 days. You can see all the sites if you want to see them. Goes to Thailand. Charles Cox, why not? Ho ho, Scotland. Oh, okay. I caught up. So, how long have I been doing this already? 35 minutes. So what's everybody doing tonight? Anything in different parts of the world? Anybody from Australia? I guess they're already in bed. What time is it in Australia? About 3 or 4 in the morning now. And Thailand, and then I guess Europe. Charles. Thanks. Live in Phuket. Hey, Roger. Nope. Nobody talks about YouTube. Nobody ever asks about YouTube. Got home from work an hour ago. How's the quality of air? It's the air's better actually. I looked online. I said earlier I looked online, and 10 in the morning in Texas, 10:30. Yeah, the air quality in the UT today was 72 this morning, and normally it averages 152, so it's halved. So it's in the cautious stage now, as opposed to unhealthy or dangerous. So I'm thinking if they keep doing this for a few more days, it'll come back down. There'll be the air quality will start to improve, and you can see the sun and things nicely again. Six Nations Rugby. Scotland versus Italy. $150. It's Pathum Tiny. Where is that at? I forgot where that is. Pathum Tiny. Is that north of Bangkok or east? I forgot. To the vet for cyst removal and teeth removal. $900. Woo! Andy, bring your dog here. It's much cheaper. Chiang Rai was 68. That's good, Chiang Rai, because 50 is under 50 is normal, so 68 will be yellow, I guess. Buckets of blessings, Charles. All the best. Look after yourself. Future Park and Sierra. Not sure. I missed that. Oh, okay, yeah. Pathum Tani. Future Park and Sierra Ransit. Okay, cool. So if you come out of Bangkok, are you on the left side? I think you're on the. Is that right? Wow. My lady's daughter's friend got run over by a train in Bangkok. Damn. I didn't hear that news. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow, that's sad. Thank you, Steve. No need to get into anything. Dubai. Woohoo! Touch rugby today. Okay. And watch Six Nations Rugby weekend restart tomorrow in Dubai. Cool. Good night, John. Time to go to bed, huh? Good night. I'm on the same side as the airport. Okay. Same size as the airport between Sierra. Is there a Sierra? Oh, between Sierra Rancid and oh, okay. I'm thinking south of. Yeah, there's a lot of big roads in that area, isn't there? Hope you're not near those big roads. There'll be nasty pollution there. Wow, that's bad. Same about that young girl killed by a train. I don't listen to the noise from anybody now. That's nice that you asked that. I've been wanting to talk about this in the video, but I haven't because it's difficult to explain. But I can try to explain it here a bit easier. Do I get, involved? I don't want to get involved with anybody. I'll tell you why I don't get involved with nobody. If you get involved with other people and then take on their mess and arguing and in that stress, the mental stress, whatever happens in your mind affects your body. So if you want to be sick, spend all your day arguing with people and you'll soon be sick. But if you want to have a peace of mind and a healthy body, then keep your minds calm. And so how do you keep your mind calm? Don't get involved in anybody else's mess. If people want to argue about trivial things, let them. But I step back and I don't want to get involved in that. I try to keep myself calm on the inside and I respect everybody. So I don't care if you're a little kid that lives down the road or the president. I will treat you all the same, with respect. And if you don't want to treat me with respect, that's okay. I'll just move on. But, this bickering stuff, you're just causing, it's like you might as well start stabbing yourself with a knife because, when you're stressed out all the time, that pushes your immune system down and you're going to get sick. So be calm and be healthy. Be gentle. Where do we get to? Thank you, Gordon. Yeah, don't talk about junk. I don't need to talk about junk. Let's just say here we can have... Yeah, I could be the next Gandhi. Yep, no problem. I think you are far too positive to be drawn into silliness and see on others. I don't understand why you complain about Thai is necessary. Leave and go home. Sure, I agree. Well said, Robert. I've been living like this. I didn't start behaving like this when I started YouTube. I spent time in India, Java, Bali, Nepal, searching for something. I was on that spiritual journey, and I found what I was looking for. And I can tell, I spent years and a lot of money and time trying to find what I was looking for. And I can tell you the secret, just like that. The secret is peace of mind. So meditating pushes all that nonsense out. If you sit still for 2 minutes, you'll get chatter in your head. And if you observe that chatter, you think, why am I thinking about that? And I tell you, when I first started this, when I started going through a divorce the first time, I had pressure from work to try to do my job. I was teaching teachers how to teach. And then all this junk from the thing I was married to. It was just rivers of nonsense going on in my head. And it was like, I thought I was going to crack up. Really. I actually went to a psychiatrist and she wanted to give me medicine. And I said, I don't want any medicine. So I started meditating and just turning the junk off. And that was back in about 1990. So I've come a long way since then. So for me, it's better to be at peace. For yourself, it's not a, you're not going to get a medal from nobody. This is something you do for yourself, by yourself, for yourself, and learn to be calm. You know, when I open my laptop to look at comments, I breathe. So if somebody says something nice, I just go delete. I don't even care. Before I drive my truck on the road, there's going to be a million people who want to cut you up. You know, the standard of driving is not high quality, so you just have and drive. And, you know, it's something you should do for yourself. If you love somebody else and can't love yourself, how can you really love if you don't know, you can't love yourself first? So, Gandhi. Bert, good evening. Well said. See, no crap here to crap talk. No crap, no problem. Thank you, James. What you say, Kev, is good. Thank you, Jan. Yep, 20 seconds in Thailand and veggie police. I don't know anything about any of those people. I don't want to talk about them. Not my business. They can do what they want to do. I don't have anything against anybody, but they can do whatever they want to do. I come here to talk to you guys about what's happening in the world, about what I'm doing, where I've been, what you're doing, how you been. Don't need to talk about nobody else. I think, you know, if you have to talk about other people all the time, it's because you have nothing inside to think about. You know, if you have a hobby, if you're taking care of somebody or taking care of something or looking after something, if you're gardening, you think about this. You wake up in the morning, you eat, you have things you have to do, your normal everyday things. If you're into gardening, for me, gardening is like meditating. It's like it's like unplug, because my mind's focused on something. I can't think about nothing else. So it's actually a form of meditating. But I have many hobbies I do. You know, I think about a video for the day. I edit it. I do gardening. I have to water the garden. Where's my food coming from? So I don't have time to think about anybody else. What drone do I have? Very good question. I have the Maverick Pro. Do I like it? Absolutely. I bought it about a week before the Maverick Pro 2 came out, the Hasselblad and the Zoom. So I got mine like a week before I think 5 days or something before. I didn't even know they were coming out. But to be honest, I'm very happy with what I've got. It's very robust. I've learned to fly it. I consider myself a pretty good pilot now, if that's the right word. You know, I can fly at an angle to track something by myself. Sometimes I get a little too close. I fell out the sky 2 times. One because of the wind and one because somebody was stressing me. But somebody's shouting about a truck coming, so I'm trying to move and think. But anyway, the drone is very robust. The camera is great. How long do the batteries last? For just like hovering, not trying to go flat out or anything, between about 22 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that, each. So you can get one with the drone and you can buy the accessory pack, or you can buy them individually. But I think, for me, I think if you have 3 batteries, that's enough. Because 3.5 batteries, your controllers has no power. And this is what I found, if you put your cell phone onto the controller and the cell phone needs charging just a little bit, it'll pull the power from the controller. So make sure the battery is fully charged in your phone before you connect it, so it'll last a bit longer. Okay? Good answer? Hi, bro. Long time. No me, no see. Nor Terry. Good evening. Ashley. Hey, Ashley. From London. How's it going? Ian S. Would you say there are new rotor blades? No, I don't think they were a con job at all. There's a little bit more surface area to them. So, and I think it's made them last, it allows it to fly a little bit better and maybe 2 or 3 minutes longer. The ones that come with it last, the batteries last about 22 minutes. And I think with the new rotors, it lasts maybe 2 or 3 minutes longer and maybe controls better, something like that. So I'm happy with them. I'm very happy with them. I think it was, I can't remember how many, I think you got 2 or, I forgot what's in the pack, 3 or 4 sets in a pack. So they're like 100 baht each, something like that for 4. But they're fine, I like it a lot. Greetings from London, Ashley. Matahara. You can, Colleen. You know, I've done a lot of spiritual stuff. I've talked to many people, seen crazy things, and I'm reluctant to share it because I think it's too much for most people. But the only thing I really want to say is, you know, you owe it to yourself not to argue with everybody. Because, you know, I remember visiting my father when I was in Germany. I flew to America, to New York City, landed at Kennedy Airport. And it's the first time I can remember seeing something like this. I got in a van to drive to Salem, Pennsylvania. And the driver said, the driver knew me, that I was coming, and he waited for me, and very kind and gentle kind of guy. I got in this van and he started shouting at people like with vulgar. And I looked at him like, dude. And he said, when in Rome, and when he got out of the airport, he's a different guy. I'm like, is that necessary? But I guess that's how you live in New York. But, you know, if you live in high tension, you're going to be sick. So you owe it to yourself to learn how to calm your mind, to be still. Because when you have a still mind and people throw stuff at you, you can go, and it doesn't affect you so much. I can drive on the road and people cut me up, and I go, if you're already got a lot of stress and you go out into the road and that happens, you just flip out. You get in trouble. You get in trouble with the law. You get all kinds of health problems. So I would just say you owe it to yourself to learn to be calm. Your blood pressure goes down. Everything's better. Because we're not, you know, we're a biological organism, not meant for stress. We're not a donkey. We don't carry things well like that. Yeah, if you listen, the demo with who's that, John? Jordan? I measured it, the sound was the same, but the pitch was different. You could hear it with your ear. I don't know if you could hear it on the video, but it's actually, I think it flies better. And because of the surface area is slightly bigger, I'm sure it lasts 2 or 3 minutes more. Sure. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to remember, if you're going into if there's strong winds pushing you, that don't go too far because you might not get back. Norbu, is it Norbu? Where are you from, Norbu? How am I doing? I'm doing good, thank you. Just saying hi to everyone and have a nice day. Thank you very much, GGG. Are there any wildlife enthusiasts near you? I love checking out wildlife when I'm in Thailand. There are wildlife people around. There's bird photographers. If you look online, you'll find different groups. Do I know anybody personally? No. How can I put this politely? Local Thai people don't look at nature the same way we look at nature in the West. We look at nature like, for me, I look at nature and I kind of awe, you know. I'm like, look at that. Like there's I forget the name of the bird. It's a bright, bright yellow bird about the size of a starling. And they make a nest that looks like a bottle made out of straw. It hangs from a tree, normally near water. I forget the name of it now. It's golden in color. I look at that and I take pictures, and the people are like, what are you doing? You know, they'll chop a tree down in a heartbeat. But, you know, people in the towns, I think, are more open to that sort of thing. I'm doing good, Ashley. I hope you are. Staying warm, I hope. I stay cool, you stay warm, right? Yeah, I like watching birds. I like watching anything. Bird watchers? What do they call a bird watcher in England? Twitchers, right? Yeah, it's Terry, when you lift off, it tells you the altitude and it tells you how far you are away from where you took off. So wherever you take off, what I do is you get it running, you turn it on, and then it will just let it sit there for a minute, and it communicates with the satellites so it knows where it is, and then so it knows its altitude and it knows its position in the world. And then if you wait, I mean, you only have to wait like 30 seconds, something like that, 45 seconds, and then you push them, the controllers in and back, and it'll start to spin and you can lift it off. And as soon as you start to lift it off, it'll say location recorded. Check it. So if you, on the bottom left, there's another screen you can press, and it'll show you the drone on a map. So if you fly away, you can see exactly where it is on the map. So if you lose it, there's actually an app inside the app that you press and say, where are you? And you can walk straight to it by GPS. Also, for altitude, distance, east-west, all that sort of stuff, you know exactly where you are all the time. That's all done by the controller and, you know, the drone and controller talking to each other. Enjoy. Everyone in the U.S., if you're not leaving the country, need an arm up. What's happening, trying to stay away from the mainstream media. Yep, I agree, Trent. I stopped watching the news because it'll mess your head up. I actually believe, I mean, I watched something one time, I forget who did it. They, the news comes from somewhere, and everybody was saying the exact same, all news channels said the exact same thing. I'm like, I mean, like parrots, just like, all saying the same thing. So I think it's another thing. If you want to keep your mind still, don't watch it. Me also not. I live. Oh, GGG from Holland. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of egrets, and there's a big gray one. I mean, they're quite big bird actually. I would say in body size, as big or a little bit bigger than a pheasant, and they have, of course, really long legs and a long neck. But the body is probably a little bit bigger than a pheasant. It's called an Asian open bill. So when the bill's closed, there's a gap on the side. You know, I guess that lets the water out. So you got the Asian open bills, the egrets, which are the white ones. And there's another one called, I don't know what it's called. It's it looks like a, I call it like a penguin. It's about the size of a starling with longer legs, and when they have their babies are black, but as they get older they get black and white like suit, like a penguin. And they go wandering in the water too. They're not very tall, but very private. And there's a cute bird. I watch them walk around here often looking for bugs. Very cute. Yep, I agree, Ashley. Don't watch it. Stork. Yeah, I guess it could be a stork. I'm not sure what the terminologies are. Um, but it's a, you know, if you look at it, it's kind of like a bird that you could say it's, you know, if you look at a vulture, you think, ooh, dirty bird. But it's actually quite a pretty bird if you look closely. I've not owned a motor scooter. Lights and sirens. I've not owned a motor scooter, but I've drove many. I had one that I borrowed for a long time, but when I got my truck, I give it up. And but I've rented scooters. You just have to be careful where you are. If you like in Bangkok or something, be super careful. You see accidents all the time. It's like, ooh, don't want to talk about it. Sometimes it's like one of those, like, I wish I didn't see that, you know. I tell you those, if you go to like a local police station, like the police station here, and there's a village about 3 miles away. Outside the police station, when there's an accident, they put the car next to the police station. There's a police station on the way into the next town. If there's an accident on the main highway in this area, then they bring it here. And you see pickup trucks and cars completely mangled. Going too fast. I see this all the time. An SUV or in pickup trucks, they do it all the time. Somebody will overtake. No problems, a good overtake, you know, clean, no cutting up or anything. But because they overtake, they want to race it. The one in the back needs to chase the one in the front. And they go fast and they're weaving in and out cars, and then they'll be at the police station. Because I've seen some really mangled up. Actually, I've seen a lot of mangled up. And trucks too. The cab disappeared, cut in half, vans completely mauled. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, it's just spooky. So I think you have to be, maybe somebody has more experience, but I've been driving here on a scooter for 2 years, and I guess like 4 years in the truck or something, 3 or 4 years, I can't remember now. But I tell you what, you know, I was in the green clothes, I was teaching teachers how to teach advanced driving. So I know a little bit about driving. And you will get stressed here and dangerous. So you gotta, you know, you gotta, offensive driving, not defense, offensive driving. So, you know, if you try to keep the distance, so you have braking distance for the vehicle in front, somebody's gonna push in. So you're constantly falling back. And it gets annoying, but what do? You don't want to hit somebody, so be careful. James, are you in London? I think there's a lot of marching stuff going on in there. There's like what do they call it, the yellow vest stuff in Paris. Is that happening in London too? I haven't watched the news forever. Okay, guys. Any more questions? It's coming up to midnight, 5 minutes to 12. So I was going to sign off. If you got some more questions. Can I say one more thing? Crystal Palace, cool. Very cool. I was born in London, believe it or not. In Hampstead. My parents rented an apartment and I was born there. And but I stayed in London quite a bit. I stayed in London doing tug of war for a couple of months. I did my green clothes training in London at Woolwich. Good night, Andy. All the best. I hope you're doing well. Many of the other autos would not meet the safety standards in the US or Europe, therefore much more damage. Yeah, I mean, they're made by Toyota, you know, BMW, Mercedes, so they're all Isuzu. There is some Chinese cars, but I don't see many of them. Mainly it's like more Ford Rangers are coming on, but there's a lot of Toyota and Nissan and things like that. So I don't know if the safety standards are cut for costs here. I don't know that. Yeah, I agree. Cocoa time, Kev. Yep. Know it very well. All worked for Addison Lee. Ah, India's online. Good evening, India. Yeah, about 2010, 2011 I was in India. I was in Delhi, and then I went north to, where is it, to I forget the big Hindu capital, like in the north. I forget it now. Went up there, and then I went to Nepal. So I was, I think, about 6 months between India and Nepal, something like that. Steve's flying in 33 days. Woohoo! Just want to say one more thing about what I said earlier about if I may, please. May I say this, please? I just want to say this. Please, for yourself. You know, I always sign off. I always try to say something nice, like buckets of blessings, all that sort of stuff. Okay? Tonight I want to say, you owe it to yourself to try to be calm. For yourself. Nobody else. Just do it for you. The calmer you get, the more peaceful you'll get, the more you can appreciate life, and then your immune system can function and you get away from sickness. Okay? My gift. 33 days. Love the Cockney part of town. All at Vet's waiting room. Ford Ranger Thailand is made by Mazda. Oh, okay. Is that the whole truck made by Mazda, or Mazda chassis? Yeah, I could say, you know, I haven't been everywhere in Thailand, but when you walk around, if you're a happy person, I mean, people see me, I'm a lot taller than the average guy, a lot wider than the average person. So, you know, they look at, when I was bodybuilding years and years ago, I was, you know, a lot big up here. And in England, I'd walk around and people go, ooh, you know, you walk into a shop, say good morning, they look up and see you, they ooh, you could see it in their eyes that they were a little bit intimidated, which, fair, you know, no problem. I'm not somebody who wants to intimidate people. But in Thailand, the people are a little bit smaller, so they look at you like a blank face, but if you, a little tiny smile, they'll light up and smile back at you. One thing you have to remember is men will be men. All men want to challenge each other, you know, like dogs do. You know, they go up and sniff each other, then sniff each other's private parts. Luckily, humans don't do that. But it's a little bit animal instinct still. You know, you can see it. When you come here, you'll see it. And but if you smile a little bit, people will smile back. And you know, I was in Bangkok. I think one of the first times I come to Bangkok, second time I come to Bangkok, I was in a taxi coming up to Ayutthaya. And the taxi, I think I told you this before, there was two lanes. We were in the right lane going straight, and the guy in the left lane pulled over in front to turn right, blocking all the traffic. And I'm watching the taxi cab driver and thinking, is he going to beep and jump on this guy? And he sat there nice and calm. Didn't say nothing, didn't react, drove off when he moved. I'm like, dude, look at this guy, how calm he is, amazing. And I thought, look at Thai drivers, they're amazing. And then I started driving myself, and I'm thinking, no, oh, he was an exception to the rule by far. But you'll see it. So just remember, be calm. You know, I think it's if you think about the philosophy of it, is you can engage everybody and be mean and aggressive with everybody, and you'll just wind up hurting yourself. So just better to go home and be calm at the end of the day, right? Do you remember a boy shaving you? Nope. I don't think so. Sorry. You can email me and tell me what you're thinking. I don't remember that. Okay, guys. After midnight, I will bid you good evening, or it's actually morning now. Look after yourselves. Buckets of blessings. Rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. All the best, guys. See you in the morning. Look after yourselves. See you. Bye.